All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Buffalo Bills. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
The first carry for Muhammad, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 2nd down, here's Allen. Caught by Jones. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Gun! Set! Blue, landing!
On 1st down, Allen. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent. And they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different.
Allen hit. He lost the football. And fortunately, the Bills jump on it and get it back.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. All right, here we go. Blue, landing! Blue, landing!
From the gun, it's Allen. And incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Lucky 56. Set. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They're really working in sync right now.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And it's taken in at the 9. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Penalty stings big time there, wipes away a very good return.
And they work on it so hard because the goal is to give yourself some space for your offense to really work, try and gain an additional first down outside the 20 or 25-yard line. Instead, this one's going to come back.
They'll toss it to Ajayi. And shedding through the tackle. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Hey, ram. Shorty.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself, thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Winston throw on second down. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Run.
Now Wentz on third down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now they'll run it on the toss.
Coming to you.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Black 99 Philly, here we go.
Allen looks to throw on second down. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. Here's Allen to throw it. Throw it outside, complete to Foster. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you. A huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit and put some points on the board on this one.
Interception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Hey.
Shorty. Great.
Key 20.
Hey, stash.
Wentz now on first down. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
On the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Ram. Black.
You got motion man right there. 49.
Hey, great 15.
Throwing now is Wentz. And Jeffrey's got it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, a 22.
On the ball.
So first and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line. Forces it to Breeze. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out.
82. Great. 82.
Working from the gun. Wentz drops it off to a Johnny. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
I got you, boy.
They'll run him now out of the gun. The Johnny hit. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football.
Great.
Tie right.
Porky, 82, Porky. Here we go. 120. Great 15.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Jerry Hughes in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. And the kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for. Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum? Credit the tackle to Derek Barnett. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play. Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half. Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing is Allen on third. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion. Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half. Here's Ryan Allen now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And taken at the 46. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown. I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that one, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Sunday. 82.
On first and 10, here's Webb. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he gets it down to the 32. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Crash.
Alshon Jeffrey so dangerous even when a defender's near him. He's got such a big body, ability to run, positions himself well, excellent control. And you're exactly right. Even if people are draped on him, he often comes up with the catch. He really symbolizes what people are looking for in receivers in today's NFL.
Let's get it.
Hey, empty.
Coming this way. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp. They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss. Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out. And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10.
Watch left. 3 down, 3 down. Watch the safety creep.
Shit.
Here's Ajayi.
Let's go. Come on, run.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Last stop.
A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. Back to Buffalo after this. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal?
Great.
Odd. 3 down. Odd.
Shit.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Shit.
Watch the motion.
Now a toss play. It's Ajayi. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead grows to 10-0.
Keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. So far they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now sometimes if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
No. Check. Patriot. We got 3.
Allen now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things.
Gun!
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
No. Check. Patriot.
1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are, positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance. He's helping his team in a huge way.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
4 down. Check.
Lion. Black, come on.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Check.
Shit.
Show it.
With Ajayi. And he's going to be met at about the 43. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Hey, stash. Shit.
Motion.
Rap.
Mike's 49.
Shit.
Now it's Ajayi. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Eagles on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun now for Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
Come on now.
Not time enough for a
Let's go.
play and then a timeout, you wouldn't think. So with 4 seconds left, they're going for it.
Mike.
They'll try to run with a giant. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
We'll kick this one off. Number 29, after return.
Gold now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
Tight left.
Sunday. Here, shit.
4. We got 4.
Please.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Come on now.
Now it's
Come on now.
1st and
Let's go.
10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Move.
Now they'll run it on the toss. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
That's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage, and they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time, but the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
I'm bringing it to you.
Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go.
Here, shit.
Strip that ball. Strip that ball.
Here, shit.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Buying time to his left. Fights and he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Carson Wentz. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10.
Gun! 54's Mike. Watch him now, Barney! Detroit!
Allen will try again on second down. Caught on the right side by Jones. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
Here we go.
It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side. Now Allen throwing on second down. Steps away to his left. Allen hit. He lost the football. And fortunately, the Bills jump on it and get it back. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now,
Gun!
I don't care if it was luck or skill, or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it.
And it's caught inside the 10. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
He's going to get it running right. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that's going to bring up an interesting third and goal.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Alert. 3 down. Motion. Detroit!
So the shotgun snap to Allen, eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, They spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
And Gold is able to put it through, and the Bills are forced to settle for 3. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. That ball's caught. Aguilar, right side. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme. Get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Good chip. Go, go. Blue 80.
Get ready. Get ready.
82, 82.
Wentz now on first down. He targets Jordan Matthews, and it's caught. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Sunday, Sunday! Sun! Blue 80! Great, great.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Allen. He's got a man complete. It's Clay. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll make it a second down. To the air, Allen. Able to shake him off. Flushed out right. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Nigel Bradham able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. And hear the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30.
81, 81.
To throw is Wentz. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go. And got his man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Well, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Wentz now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10.
Run.
From the red zone now, Wentz. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Shift.
Handoff looking right. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Eagles on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. They stay on the ground, and it's Ajayi. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And Elliott puts this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. You can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's up to
now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now Allen escaping the pressure right. Space to maneuver at the 40. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I thought he was right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
3 down. 3 down.
Leopard!
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. All right, now, lucky 56.
Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They're suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And some strong running. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll run with Muhammad. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way
All right, now,
forward
lucky
and get
56.
what he can.
Lucky 56. Leopard. Leopard. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
On 2nd down, here's Allen. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
We call that a sack lunch.
The Bills on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Strong right. Strong right. Hey.
Here, shit.
We got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
Here, shit.
Watch the slant. Motion.
And they'll go on the ground. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Now they'll run it on the toss. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
Double tight. Double tight. 3 down. 3 down.
Here we go. Back man. 180.
49's the mic. Watch 49.
What's your son?
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Eagles, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Bills, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.